Hey, welcome to Mobile Podcaster. So today I'm going to give you a demonstration of how to record and publish your podcast with your iPhone using the Mobile Podcaster app. So when you open up the app, this is the first screen you see. If you have multiple podcasts, they will be listed here. You can see I have one recording. If I were to tap on that recording, it would play. To start your first recording, you just hit the record button. And you can see I'm recording now. It shows me a timer and a meter to indicate the volume. I can record for as long as either my battery lasts and or the amount of disk space that I have available on my device. After about a minute, if the device goes to sleep, Mobile Podcaster will continue recording. So you can do, 15, 20-minute podcast episode, no problem. And if you just turn your device back on, and you'll see it's still recording, and you can press stop. So let's finish this one. And what you see when I press stop is I get a new recording at the top. If I click on the blue arrow off to the right, I can rename this episode. So this is my first recording, and this will become the name of the blog post. And if I'm sending it to iTunes through one of the popular plugins, such as BluBrry Powerpress, it'll become the title for the podcast episode when it goes onto iTunes. You can also add a description, and this will become the body of your blog post and your podcast if it goes on iTunes. This is a demo of Mobile Podcaster. You can save that. Then you can add a category. So, on your WordPress site, you can have categories for your blog posts. Here, you can have the option to select one or many categories. You can add a new one if you want to. And these categories have to be set up already on your WordPress site in order for the post to recognize the categories when it's uploaded. But a lot of podcasts like to get put into the podcast category, so you have a lot of options there. Before and after, this allows you to put a short snippet, like a paragraph or a blurb, before and after your audio file when it gets published to your site. So in this case, I've got one going after, and it's just a reminder for anybody who's listening to my podcast that to visit my site and that I'm using Mobile Podcaster. So for your show, it might be a link to subscribe to your newsletter or subscribe to your podcast, whatever it may be, but it's something that I always want to include with my podcast episodes. So that's just convenient. Now you can also include an enclosure with your podcast. So for example, if you're using PowerPress, you know that you need to wrap your audio file in this PowerPress shortcode. You can also create a custom one in here if you want to. Whatever the case may be, I like to use PowerPress. You can also decide when it gets posted to your blog, do you want the audio to be at the top of the post, above your description, or do you want it to be at the bottom of the post? And then you can choose when it's time to upload it. Is it going to be uploaded as a draft, or is it going to go and get published right away? That's up to you. Let me get back to an example I recorded earlier. You can see the second one. It's 54 seconds long. I've already filled in all that information. And when I'm ready to publish it, I just click the upload button. I choose the site I want to publish to, and then I hit upload. And you can see it's uploading now. I'll go back in a second and show you how to set up the actual WordPress sites. You can set up multiple. And you can see now my post and my audio file have been successfully uploaded to my site. Let's go to my site and see that. So here's my blog just from a couple minutes ago, and it's got episode 10. Let me reload this now, and you should see my podcast episode that I just published here on my site. And I never had to log into my WordPress site or anything. So there it is. That's my latest episode that I just published. It's got the title from the recording. It's got that initial introductory paragraph, which is the description. It's got the recording itself, which I can play, and then it's got a summary paragraph right after the recording, which is from that before and after option that I set. So then I can go ahead and play the audio file right on my phone, and your users can too. So that's playing. And then, like I said, if you're using PowerPress or sending your podcasts to iTunes, this will automatically get picked up and sent there as well. So let's go back to Mobile Podcaster. Let me just show you real quick how to set up a new WordPress site or connect it with Mobile Podcaster. On the main screen under Settings is where you can add a new WordPress site. So it has to be a site that you already own, obviously, and we don't support WordPress.com for many reasons. It has to be a WordPress site that you have on your own server, and you can just put in a title that's really just for your own benefit. You put in the HTTP URL address of your WordPress site, your administrative username and login, password. Now it's important that you remember that in order for Mobile Podcaster to communicate with your site, you have to enable XML-RPC on your WordPress site. And this is very simple. Just log into your WordPress site, go to Settings, and then the Writing Options menu. There is a little checkbox, and you just check off Enable XML-RPC, and that will allow Mobile Podcaster to upload new posts and media files. So once you have that new site set up, you just click Save, and it'll be added to this list of WordPress sites. So that's very simple. Back on the main menu, you also have the option to choose the quality for your recordings, high, medium, and low. Medium will be fine for the majority of you. And then there's a very rich About section with lots of help files that walk through exactly how to do everything with Mobile Podcaster, step by step. I've included everything you need to know here. So you won't get lost and you'll be off to a running start. Let me also mention that on the home screen, those settings, you can set up default. So if there's a default description you always want to use, or if by default you always want to have your posts go and be published, you can do that. Or if there's a default before and after paragraph that you always want to include with new recordings, you can set that up. And then when you actually do the recording, you can tweak those if you want to, or you can just use the defaults that you've set up from the beginning. So I tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. I use this app all the time, and it's fantastic. It's really going to help speed things up and make podcasting more fun and easy. So for more information, go to mobilepodcaster.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.